Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Well, let me just say, originally I wasn't going to film this. I figured it's an oil change, you know. Most people know how to do oil changes, or most people just take it back to the dealership to do oil changes. Well, yeah, I'm doing the oil change. And Hun said, film the oil change. So, guess what Deere is doing? Deere is filming the oil change for Hun. So, along with that, we are at near the 15,000 mile mark. So we're also going to be doing the fuel filters on this 2019 Ram with a Cummins 6.7. It's the low output. It's only 850 foot-pounds of torque. That's fine. Is what it is. It works good for us. And while we're on that subject, if you are a negative person, don't waste your time commenting down below. I will delete your ass. So if you're coming out saying, oh, you should have bought this, you should have bought that, well, everyone has their preference. That's why there's more than one brand. This is our preference. If you don't like it, you can change the channel now. Anyhow, let's get into this. So, I have not done any research on how to do the oil change. I've done oil changes before. The only thing I've done is I've crawled under the vehicle to find where my filters are. The first one is down in here. That'll be the oil filter. If you come around to the other side of the vehicle, back here behind the brake booster is the one of the fuel filters. The third fuel filter is a little bit, the second fuel filter is a little harder to get to. That's over above the drive shaft, back just before the front axle. We'll get to that when we get to that. But first things first, got to get the oil out of it. All right, standard Mopar fashion. The drain. So say standard Mopar fashion, you just need a crescent wrench, or wait, I got that wrong way. You just need a 3/8 drive socket. Pop that loose. Okay, we're going to pop it a little looser than that. I'm using my big drain bucket because this engine holds 3 gallons. So we're just going to go ahead and let that drain for a while. I'm going to clean up the plug and I'll be back when it's time to put this back in. Alright, while the oil's draining, we're going to go ahead and remove part of the air horn. Reason is, I want a little bit more space to get that oil filter out. There we go. Come on, almost there. You know what, why don't we try this the easy way? Holy cow. Okay. Well, I was just going to pull the lid off, but they got that all screwed down. So, get that off. See, there we go. Take this out of the way. Alright, I think I have my drip pan finagled where the oil will drain into it. No guarantees. All right. Mopar, what the f? That thing was on there like 100 foot-pounds. So, anyhow, going in here through the fender well, right here is the bottom of the oil filter. Hope you can see that. Now that we've got it loosened up, we're going to go ahead and try to get this out without spreading oil everywhere. Tilt. There we go. Oil filter is out. Now for oil, I'm using the diesel motor oil SAE 5W40. Normally, in most of my diesels, I run 15W40, but on these new modern diesels, they tell you if you use that, it's a good possibility you're going to cause damage to your engine. We don't want damage to our engine. So, I'm going to see how big a mess I can make here. I'm going to go ahead and slosh oil all over the place. I'm going to fill it to the top. And I'm going to give it a minute for the element to suck up some of that. There, oil filter is all in. Now what I did there, I tightened it down by hand until I couldn't tighten it anymore. I then used the filter wrench and gave it a quarter turn past, or about a quarter turn, maybe 3/8 ish, 3/8 to a quarter. That just makes sure it stays there. I didn't do whatever Mopar did last time and crank it down until it stopped. Dear God. Anyhow, it's not a complaint. That's just how tight it was. So let me go ahead and put the air horn back on. Airbox, horn, not train whistle. Let me put the air horn back on, and then we'll move to the fuel filters. Doesn't seem that we're getting much more of anything out, so we're just going to go ahead and plug her back up. Of course, I forgot a rag. This back in. Make sure she's snug. The one over tighten. Got a nice clean-ish funnel. Go ahead and pour some Earl in here. I'll learn how to walk again. All right. Now, if this is a Cummins, I should be able to pour this in as fast as I want and not have to worry about it overflowing. what's next? I know, I probably should start the engine first, but I'm going through this systematically, so the next system that I'm automatically going through is that fuel filter, which, let's see here, is right there. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this one for you, but we're going to see if I can get positioned. Alright, so we're going to go in here. Let's do it the easy way. What do you think? Let's put the socket on first. So I'm using a 1 1/8 socket. 26 is too big. 28 is too small. Holy smokies. There we go. A little diesel on the floor. That'll preserve the concrete. Of course not. Why would they? All right. So. Basically holding it here, just letting the some of the diesel fuel run back into the bowl, kind of like that. Set that there for a second. So just set that down in there slowly because we don't want to push all the diesel back out. And there we go. All right. Now, is the gasket on there? Oh, yep, there she is. All right. You always want to change out this gasket. This right here. If you find a non-Cummins gasket or filter, make sure you get a gasket. Assembly is reverse of disassembly. Go ahead and tighten this down by hand as far as we can. Flip the wrench. Yeah, I've got something questionable going on here. There we go. We're just going to sit here for a few minutes and let this drain. I think we're empty. Next comes the really fun part. Alright, I don't have a 28 millimeter, so I'm using a 1 1/8. Yes, I'm wearing gloves. I'm also wearing safety glasses. So we're going to turn it until we can turn it by hand. There we go. I was expecting that. We'll go ahead and we're gonna let that drain so we don't get splashed with a bunch of diesel. What do you think? Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen that way. That filter should have stayed in there. It shouldn't have come out like that. So, I'm gonna go ahead. We got our new filter here. There are little tabs. Hopefully you can see those. They're supposed to go front to back. Go up in there. Find it. There we go. There. Pop her in. Now, I can't see. Glasses are fogging up. There is a gasket on here. Go ahead and grab my knife. Right there. Pop that out. Then the filter. We'll throw that plastic in there. Came with a new one. Hopefully you can see me putting it in. Make sure we're all the way in the groove. Rub some of that nice diesel fuel around it. We're going to stick this back up in. There we go. And just because, go ahead and wipe some of this excess diesel fuel off before I go back up in here. It's a preservation for the drive shaft, I'm sure. That feels snug to me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, get cleaned up, and we'll be back in the next scene, and I'll show you how we're going to prime this. By getting cleaned up, I mean I'm going to change because I'm not getting into the new truck in these dirty clothes. Alright, change of clothes. Gotta be careful here, don't want to hit the engine stand. Change of clothes and a little bit of soap. What we're going to do is we're going to try to reprime the engine. The research that I did says that I should be able to just go. Then we're going to jump out. Turn off the radio. Well, I hear her whining. So we're going to do this a couple times, and then we're going to try to start her. Alright, I think that's good for that. Now we're going to steering wheel straight so you can maybe see here. We're going to go up, oil life, we're going to hold to reset engine oil. Ignition must be in run. Okay, so let's try that again. We're going to go to run, go up, oil life. We're going to hold it, go back to 100%. We're going to go down. Oops. We're going to go up, up. We're going to go, no, not DPF. Fuel filter. Hold, reset. Yes. There. We're all set. So we're good for another 10 to 15,000 miles. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, son of a... Don't squeeze it. That's a good way to make a huge ass mess. This thing's gonna smoke like a friggin' Ford.